teach differently, so there are many ways of, teaching it. And the main thing is that you will learn the basics and you can go from there. You can use raffia to Wili, or you can use button and carpet thread, kite string.
Dental floss.
Dental floss kind of cuts. Yeah. But raffia is what a lot of us use. I think Gracie still uses.
Thread, button and carpet
She
thread.
still uses button and carpet thread.
The only reason I use it is because you don't have to keep joining it. If the spool is 250 yards or so, all you do is keep winding it to the very end. You don't have to join it with the raffia to continue on. That's why I use button and carpet.
Where do you buy it at?
Oh, this sewing machine Notion, in the Notion department.
Do you find that it breaks
The
pad
thread?
material more easily?
No, it doesn't break. You just have to make sure you don't pull it too tight. If you do that, naturally it's gonna break the stem. But otherwise, just twisting it, just to hold it in place. I use my thumb and then wind it around, and it doesn't break on me.
Okay, we tend to use a lot of raffia, about 6 strands. And one of the things that you need to do is you need to have a tie on your lathe. Now, I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just going to pull one piece up because this raffia is thick. And like I said, we all teach differently and we have little things. So this one thing is going to be my tie. I will then put a knot in here, like a sewing knot. Pull this through. And so I'll have this one strand and all of this sticking up. We don't worry about that. Because this is thick, I will split it in half. And I'm going to Healy. I'm going to use only this and I'm going to Healy. So taking the 2 strands, I will twist or roll in the same direction. How many of you know how to make a tea leaf lathe? If you know how to make a tea leaf lathe, this is how it's done. So, Gracie, can you hold this here? Hold it here. Okay, I'm rolling both of these pieces in the right direction. My left becomes the right becomes the left, and I continue to roll. But keep in mind that you have to roll in the same direction. And this will be your tie. And the only time you're going to do it is at the beginning and at the end. And usually if you make about maybe a span, a little shorter than a span, because then you have more, you can do a bow when you tie it. Instead of doing a knot, you can do a bow. Let me take that one. Okay, I'll just do this all the way down. And if you don't have anybody to help you hold it, you can kind of wind the bottom half on your toe. You can put a weight on it. Or you can hold it in your mouth if you want to. But you need a little weight. You can also braid. You can braid the tie, but when you braid, you need to have a lot of tension, otherwise your braid gets lumpy. And I find that the thinner the tie, when you tie it together, it's a lot easier because this has to go between the material. And when you tie it on the inside. Okay, I'm just going to stop here right now. Then later on, I'll just cut this off. Okay, here's this extra piece sticking up. And because this raffia is thick, I tend to work with a thinner piece. And this is good raffia. So when we run out, when you get short, all I do is pull from here. So with this, I have this in half. As I said, we don't have to worry about this sticking up. I'll bring it down to the center and just Wili once. So you don't have to worry about it. Now when you work on the table. This is my leftover fluff fly, and I like to loop my fern, and I generally will leave it on the stalk, and I have it on my right side. I start off by doing 3 pieces, and you're going to try to back it. By backing it, I'm going to take another piece like this, and before I Wili, and incidentally, there's a right side and the wrong side to the fern. The underside of the fern goes back here. Okay, I can put everything on and then Wili, but if you can't, then I have the fern here. So your first wind slides off your thumbnail. Throw it to, if you're right-handed, throw it to your left and pull from underneath. Pull from underneath. And then I can start putting my material on. This is a Lico. I generally will use like maybe 3 pieces. Here's my moa. I can have stuff sticking up. And usually if you prep your materials first, you can move a little faster. So you're squishing it so that it is more compact. So I'm holding it close to the base of the material. So the first wind will be sliding off my thumbnail, throw it over, pull from underneath, and just do another wind. So 2 winds. Then I continue on my way. Like I said, I loop my fern. You can have it sticking out if you like. You don't have to loop it. It's whatever you desire. But whenever I put material on, and if you decide on a pattern, for instance, it'll help you move along faster. See, with this rondelatia, it's uneven, so I will take this off. And some of the things need to be trimmed down. So again, I squish it. The first wind is off of my thumbnail. The second wind is slightly diagonal. So in the meantime, as you put the fern on the back, you hide your raffia. And the fern on the side also helps to hide the raffia. So I'll continue on my way. And keep in mind that you need to always work on the table. That's one of the things neophytes have a hard time with, is working on the table. Oh, this is, okay, this ali, you trim the leaves off, or you can use it. And you need to trim, I'll take that part off. And continue on my way. Then after you figure out how you're going to use your material, you can set up like a pattern, and that will help you go along faster. And when you set up your material, set it up in that area. Okay, the first wind. For those of you who are right-handed, hold the lei or the product in your left hand and use your right hand to place. Don't switch hands. So just, and you don't have to press very hard, but this will not unravel. Okay? So I'm coming down. I'm coming down to getting a shorter, a short raffia. See, with the bougainvillea like this, because it's not quite even, because you would like to make it a little bit even, I will take that part off, and I can still use it, and you squish it. And with bougainvillea, you need to really get it on the flower, the base of the flower. If it's on the stem, it can break off very easily. Okay, here's the first, that line. Now I'm getting short, so what happens? I will just put that in the center, take another piece from here. Okay. Take another piece, and just do one wind to get it in place, and continue on my way. Okay, let's see that this is enough for like a coupe, or hairpiece, or a boutonniere. Now how do you end it? Let's say that I'm at the end. I like to end it by looping the fern, so this kind of tells me that's the end of the lane. I take the raffia that I was dealing with, I will do a half hitch. Okay, I'll take it over. And do a half hitch and take it in the back. Take it to the underside. Oops, I don't know what I did, but let's start again. Okay, I'm going to do a half hitch. There. And you take it to the back. And you can let it go, and it's not going to unravel. Then I will take another piece of raffia, and then do my tie. And the raffia that I did the Wili, where is it? It's someplace over here. Okay, here it is. My last tie, I will take that last piece of raffia and tie it in. Then I will trim this off, and I will use one piece because it's thick. Wait. But then I'll also trim this off to give it a better finished look. And the rest, so you just have this piece down here, and it's going to be like your beginning. So doing the tea leaf, I will do the same thing. So any questions?